welcome to CSGO Pro Tips and Tricks DE_Dust2. Smoke grenades, handheld grenades, flashbangs, and don't forget those incendiaries. I'm going to show you different ones on both sides, but I'm going to begin with this one. This one is not hard to do. Trust me, it's not hard to do if you know where to aim. If you see this dark spot here, if you aim kind of almost in the center whenever you come up, it's actually kind of hard to do. I did not know originally how to do this until I just kind of randomly threw it at it.
Deploying flashbang.
And as you can see, guys, if you get it right, I suggest that you practice this, but it'll end up right there. What I'm going to go ahead and do for you guys is try to outrace this.
Throwing flashbang.
As you can see, it just completely flashes out everything here. You can also do this with a smoke grenade.
Smoke.
It's going to smoke out sight so that you can hop on in and possibly get that defuse if it's right there. But that's one, and it's not hard to do. Just trust me, practice it. Just make sure you aim. Make sure it hits about right there.
Smoke.
As you can see, and it can end up in different spots depending on how exactly you throw it. So the previous one landed like right there, I think, and it caused it to actually be able to smoke out a little bit more for you to kind of go in and get the defuse in time. Another one is this line here. I don't know if it's there for everyone, but for me it stays there. I don't know why. It might be because of different things. I don't know. If I had vertical sync on, this probably would not appear because, you know, but it kind of ruins everything. But what I do is I just kind of line up with this, line up with the second, this one right there. I line up with that, and I just kind of aim right there. I don't, whenever I walk up here and then I go over this hump, I don't stay down, because if I stay down, it doesn't really matter. It's still going to get in there. I usually just aim right there, and then it's going to end up hitting off of that and going in. So you just aim here, and like immediately whenever you hit the bump, you throw it, like so. It's going to pop up over and go in. Now this one is not as sneaky as going like this on in, because that one people cannot see coming in. This one, you're giving them a few seconds to actually realize that it's coming in. And I'll show you what I mean. So you can actually see it flying on in. If people know that that's there, people can detect it easily if they're paying attention. If they're not, well, guess what? They're not going to be able to. Another one is you stand right here and you go up from that tip up to about right here and throw it. And it just smoked that car perfectly for you to make a rush on in. It's actually really good if you can have one person on your team throw a smoke from right here, or maybe throw a smoke from right here, whichever you prefer, pretty much land in the same spot, but then you have another person smoke about right there. You're good to make a retake of Site B. You're perfectly good to make a retake. Just watch out for box and back of site there. That's about the only spot that you really have to worry about immediately. Now I'm going to show you guys a few of spawn immediate spawn smokes, but pretty much immediately off the spawn. If you throw it about even with that box there, that one, if you throw it more in the middle, as you can see, it's going to smoke out good enough so that you can just cross over. Another one is the second spawn spot, which is about right here, I believe. Somewhere around here. Right. Wait. Yeah, right about where that dot is there. I believe, if I'm in the correct spot for spawning here. If you throw it about even with that, it's going to end up going straight on in, and it's going to perfectly smoke out all of it, so you cannot get seen at all. Now, from the furthest over spawn, you can actually throw it like right even with that there.
Down smoke.
It's going to bounce on in and get a pretty good smoke spot for you to cross over. Either one of those are pretty good. Make sure that you don't have like 3 people throwing smokes in the mid whenever you do this though. If you're middle, best thing to do is immediately run out and just aim about right there, and it's going to go perfectly in like that. Just make sure you aim about above where that kind of greenish spot is that I was talking about earlier. You just run out, kind of aim about there, you continue running, you throw it. It's going to go inside doors, and it's going to disable them of seeing anybody cross. And you can also kind of camp right here and be able to pick off people as they come around, or come through. Fire, that I realized yesterday. You aim at the top of this arch, you run forward, and throw it. It goes right over the arch, and it ends up on Cat. I'll show you that again. You kind of have to wait longer for whenever you kind of... You want to kind of land down here-ish more than anywhere, in my opinion. Just kind of aim right about there, and once you start to come down, you jump up and hope that you get that fire down. There's one here. If you stand about where this X is on the ground and you aim up at that X and you just throw it up like so, you're going to smoke out long doors. So you can actually end up coming up here with the op after you throw that and pick off anybody that comes through. They will not see you there because they have to run through the smoke. You cannot do this with a fire. If you want to throw a fire out, just come out here, throw it, and then pick them off as they come through. And this one is also a good one. If you're standing right here, you can do this really quickly. You get that, you run through, you wait. There. You run on through, and you can get in the pit. Or easier, you can just run straight through. People will think that you're right here, but really, secretly, you're in pit, not there. Another thing, and this is for Cat only, if you come right here by these barrels and you aim up here, even with this and even with this, flashbang. It is very useful, and I just flashed myself out. Another flashbang is if you're over here on ramp. You think somebody's coming up Cat. You can secretly go like that. And it's going to it's going to flash out Cat. And it's so secret that they will never know what happened. What you do is you just stand about right here on ramp. You aim in between the windows, you run forward, you throw it, and it ends up flashing out Cat pretty well most of the time. I believe that is pretty much all for CT side, so I'm going to go on the T side here, taking the spawn here. I'm going to immediately start going with the mid. Mid is very easy. Just line yourself up here with this arch, run forward, jump, throw it, and it's going to take out mid completely, so that you can make a Cat push or whatever the heck you're wanting to do. Now, another one is for a B rush. What you do is you're going to want to come out here and just throw the flashbang like that. And the way that you do this is you press W and D while you're running, and then you throw it immediately whenever you kind of get to the edge of the pillar. Like so. You throw it right now. And that way it hits off there. You can also do this with smokes. Another good flashbang is if you just run up here and you throw it out. A good smoke is trying to hit it off that top layer there, and as you'll see, it ends up smoking out right there. You can also manage to get this out into the open by throwing it right there, and it's going to end up going out into the more open area, as you can clearly see. I'm going to show you guys a sneaky beaky like movement here. What I sometimes do is whenever my entire team is going A, I'll say, like, hold on the push. Wait for the push, guys. I'm going to do something real quick. So what I'll usually do is I'll come out with the flashbang. I'll throw a flashbang. I'll throw a smoke. I'll wait for that smoke. And I'll throw another flashbang. And since they can't see me, I'll throw an incendiary, which that incendiary comes back, takes out anybody that may be back of sight. A good smoke slash flash is if you just aim pretty much anywhere above here, you run forward, you throw it up, it's going to end up right on the sight. Perfectly on the sight. Now here's a flashbang. You throw it, you run forward, you throw it off of that, and you go in, boom. If you're right here, you run at it, let it go, spin around, boom. I'm going to go over to long here. The usual flashbang is going like that. It's pretty well, as long as you have some people in front of you. There's a smoke where you can smoke out like that and manage to get a smoke over to car area. Now one smoke that I use a lot is this. You run at this and you go like that, and it perfectly smokes out for the cross over into on a site. You aim at the bottom of the window, you run, you jump on your way back down, you throw it, it's going to hit right there. It has to hit right there in order for it to land over there. You run at it, on your way back down, there we go, you can end up getting it perfectly here, somewhat perfectly. If you manage to hit it right about there, it's going to end up landing perfectly for you to make a perfect push. You can also do a sneaky flashbang off this building and come out and go like that. Or maybe you want to get into pit. So you throw that and you try to make it in the pit. Well, it's better to be like right here. Throw one off that building, jump on in. You're in the pit without any issue, and you can snipe out that. Now you can also throw an incendiary without jumping all the way over to there. You can also even get one in the goose, like so. You just got one in the goose and you could have just killed someone there. So that's how easy it is, guys, to get these smokes. If you have any ones that you know of, let me know.
Sniping.